race day preview. It's Sunday racing. It's a 2-day carnival. So please to note, post time is 12 p.m. for the first race. Let's begin. It's a restricted allowance, 5 years and up, 10 declared, 6 furlong. I'm gonna go with 4 of them. 2, Miss Linton. 7, Toots. 8, Jack Daniel. 9, Blitz Strike. Miss Linton. 4th by 9.5 and last, when beaten by Sky Rizzy and Always Right. That was 7 furlong. Miss Linton has a lot of speed. This is a much easier assignment for Miss Linton, although shortening in most of her races. Like I said, this is a much easier assignment for Miss Linton. I expect her to go right to that lead, and I think Miss Linton is the one they will all have to catch, and she's good enough to hold them all the way to the wire. 7, Toots. Didn't do badly on last, 5th by 3.25, when beaten by Workout Cruise and Blinking Light. Before that, Slow into Stride, 2nd by 8 length, when beaten by Princess Ifia. I think Toots will enjoy 5.5. Emilio McLean replaces Dane Dawkins, takes the weight down now to 51 kilo. Look out for a good run from Toots once again. 8, Jack Daniel. The very disappointing horse continues to settle down the board, not delivering. Figure 8 is now off, so they'll try something different with Jack Daniel now. Roman remains the ride once again. I think Jack Daniel will run well, but I'm not sure which Jack Daniel gonna turn up. Will be all the rage though, but I think Jack Daniel will find 1 or 2 horses better in the closing stages, but you can't underestimate Radish Roman, champion. Once he's on a horse, he gets them going. 9, Blitz Strike, was in that same race, won by Sky Rizzy, was seen making mild progress. 3rd by 8 length. The eyes are now on, so they have tried something different now. For the last couple of occasions, this horse ran with figure 8 and lay 6. So now they have added the visor, so I think they are sharpening up Blitz Strike to get this horse much closer to the pace. Lamar Williams replaces Ryan Lewis. So I think Blitz Strike should run a much improved race this time around. I'm gonna take horse number 2, Miss Linton, to get the better of horse number 9, Blitz Strike. Then for 3rd, 7, Toots. For 4th, 8, Jack Daniel. Look for good run from horse number 1, Xyphonic Steel, and horse number 4, Ertugal, who is coming off a little layoff. Race 2 is a maiden special weight, 2 years. These are the babies. They have a field of 8. They are going 5 furlong round. I'm going to go with 4 of them. 2, Green Paint. 4, Victorious Links. 5, Maybell. 7, Blith Hood. Green Paint. 7 by 7.25 and last, beat by Salute the Dan and Fidelity. He's now returning off a little layoff. Figure 8 now on. Shane Ellis calls to do duties. On the 4th of the 10th, 5 in 103, ridden alongside Gravano. There's big whisper around the track for this Green Paint, and as such, I'm gonna slide this one into my permutations, because you know Shane is the 2-year-old daddy. 4, Victorious Links. This horse hasn't given much chance, but based on exercise reports, because you have to go with exercise reports, because some of these horses are first-time runners. So you have to look at the exercise reports. And from what I'm seeing here, the source is not doing badly. On the 4th of the 10th, 3 furlong in 36.1. And on the 12th of the 10th, 4 in 49.4. And as such, I'm willing to give this one an outside shot with Dane Dawkins on board. 5, Maybell, second by a neck on last and beaten by God's Plan on that day. Clive Lynch rode this horse. Whip fell. Jerome Ennis now replaces Clive Lynch. Maybell is coming to run. Watch out. This one has a lot of ability. Should give a fighting chance. 7, Blithwood. Ran even last behind Sir Don and Communa Tracy. Before that, Stone to Stride and ended up 5th by 5.5 when beaten by God's Plan. They have now added Lasix, which as you know will improve a horse by 20%. And as such, you have to give Blithwood a first-rate chance. They have now called for Radish Roman. On the 6th of the 10th, 3 in 36.3. And on the 12th of the 10th, 5 in 101. I'm going to go with horse number 7, Blithwood, to get the better of horse number 5, Maybell, for 3rd, Victorious Lynx, and for 4th, the Big Whisper, number 2, Green Paint. Race 3, it's 3 years and up, optional claiming, 500 down to 400. We have a field of 7, they're going 5 furlong round. I'm going to go with 3 of them. That is 1, Undisclosed Location, 2, Tigre Express, 4, Bugatti. Undisclosed Location. This horse has a lot of ability, however, not living up to expectation. Last couple of races, this horse ran very poorly. However, down to claiming company now. The last time at the 700,000 claiming, this horse finished 4th by 10 lengths and beaten by Whiskey. Now down to 500. I think Undisclosed Location should put up a much improved run. Robert Halladine calls up to do duties. On the 10th of the 10th, 3 in 37.2, which suggests that this horse is sound. So look out for Undisclosed Location to run a much improved race and is good enough to win this. 2, Tigre Express. This horse is fit as hands can meet. Has won his last 6 races, and on all those occasions this horse won going away. Radish Roman again picks up the ride. Tigre Express is the horse to beat here. 4, Bugatti. I'm throwing this one in the mix. The fact that this horse has some back class, has speed, but not holding the gallop. Bugatti is the type of horse that can go in front, and there's a possibility that this horse could hold it all the way to the end once this horse turn up fit and ready to run. So I'm giving this one an outside shot with Emilio McLean 51 kilo. However, Tigre Express, hard to oppose. Should continue on winning ways. Horse number 2 to get the better of horse number 1, Undisclosed Location. If you're looking for an outsider, number 4, Bugatti. Moving on, race 4, it's 5 years now. Optional claiming 200. It's a very weak race. We have a field of 13, and they're going 4 furlong straight. I'm gonna go with 4 of them. 2, Nothing But Trouble. 4, Big Guy in the Sky. 5, Silver Fox. 8, Galloway Bay. Now, the book is saying 13 declared, but that is not correct. There's only 8 runners here, so let me correct that. There's only 8 runners, so I'm going with those 4. 2, Nothing But Trouble. This horse 6 by 10 length on last and beaten by Newlands Link, and excuse me goodbye. Before that, going 5 round, second by a length, beaten by Minnie the Wack. I think Nothing But Trouble will enjoy going over the straight. Shane Ellis calls up to do duties. Coming from post position 2. Has enough speed and this horse should find herself in a challenging position and is good enough to hold it all the way. 4, big guy in the sky. I think this is a horse they will all have to beat. He's getting fitter and fitter with each run. Last time out, at the 350 level, second by 2.25 and beaten by Phenometer. Phenometer is a much better horse than these. And the final time was 48-1 for 4 Furlong. Big guy in the sky is back again, down to 200. This is the horse they will all have to answer to. 5, Silver Fox, has back class, can beat these. Not the soundest of horses, however, once Silver Fox turns up sound enough, we'll have a fighting chance. Jerome Ennis calls on to do duties. And on the outside, horse number 8, Galloway Bay, is very fit right now. Swerve on last, but still managed to finish third by 6.25 when beaten by Queensland and Big Guy in the Sky. Then Robinson calls up to do duties. Tongue tie now on. Watch out for Galloway Bay, will be closing and could catch them in deep stretch. However, we're going to take horse number 4, Big Guy in the Sky, who I think has a much easier task to get the better of horse number 2, Nothing But Trouble. For third, number 5, Silver Fox. And for fourth, horse number 8, Galloway Bay, who could be a possible outsider. Race 5, it's a maiden special weight, 3 years and up. We have a field of 9, 6 furlong. I'm going to boil this race down to 4 horse. And that's 1 code, 3 drop off, 7 joyful surprise, 8 slam sharp. 1 code. Stars ran a much improved race on last, was third by 3.5 and beaten by Platinum Princess and Rush of Class. Rush of Class came back and won off TV, so that should argue well for this 1 code. Tongue tie now on, they have removed the blinkers. Look for another good run from 1 code. The trip now increased from 4 furlong to 6 furlong. 3 drop off. This horse ran a very good race, first time of asking. Going 4 furlong, this horse was way off the pace. And in the final furlong, this horse flew, ended up 5th by 5 lengths. Trip now increased to 6. I think drop off will enjoy 6 furlong. And as such, you have to give this one an outside shot. The bustling Philip Parchment calls up to do duties. Watch out for drop off. And he's not doing bad that exercise. On Saturday the 11th, strode 5 in 109, 3. And on the 15th of the 10th, 3 in 38, 1. Look out for drop off to continue to improve, and is good enough to upset this race. 7, Joyful Surprise, another horse with somewhat of speed, continues to shorten though. However, I think Jaime Henderson picked up the ride once again. Look for a good run from Joyful Surprise. Will be on the lead and can hold it to the wire. 8, Slam Sharp. This is a horse I think they will all have to beat. This is a much easier assignment for Slam Sharp. Has kept better company than these. Last time out, third by 3 lengths when beaten by Big LA and Modern Monarch. Visor now off. Let's see if the equipment change will make the difference. But I have to stick with Slam Sharp. So I'm going to take horse number 8, Slam Sharp, to get the better of horse number 3, Drop Off. Then for third, horse number 1, 1 code. And for fourth, number 7, Joyful Surprise. Look for a good run from horse number 5, Bring Me Back, who has been looking up at exercise. Moving on, race 6. It's a restricted allowance, 3 years and up. Field is only. There are 15 declared, 5.5 furlong. I'm going to boil this race down to 4 hours. 2, Khaleesi. 7, Hazelnut. 10, Dreamer's Corner. 11, Cost of Living. Khaleesi. third by 3 length and last, and beaten by the improving Mark My Identity and I'm Outstanding. Before that, horse finished third by a length when beaten by Enthusiasm and Prince Roy. We have no call for Shane Ellis, who I think won on this horse back in April when releasing the maiden tag. So that should make a world of difference. Khalees has been improving at exercise on the 5th of 10th, 3:36.4. On the 12th of 10th, 5.5 in 108, 2 by 102. Khalees, very dangerous horse. 7, Hazelnut, ran a better race than last, when beaten by Star Quest and I Am Outstanding. Is now back. Paul Francis replaces Radish Roman. He's getting fitter and fitter with each run. Watch out for Hazelnut to put up a fight, and is good enough to win this race. 10, Dreamer's Corner. This horse ran a blind on last, was caught by Prince Roy and I Am Outstanding. That was 7 furlong. Trip now reduced to 5.5. Demar Williams replaces Omar Walker. Tongue tie now on. Dreamer's Corner will be in front. This is the one they will all have to catch. So you have to give this one a chance of winning this race. 11, Cost of Living. Very interesting horse here. It's back from the classic campaign. Didn't do badly in those races though. But this is a much easier assignment for Cost of Living. On the 27th of the 9th, 3:36.2. On the 11th of the 10th, 5.5 in 119. It's working very well at exercise. As I said, fresh from classic campaign. Has a lot of ability. Cost of Living will be right there when this is being decided. I'm going to take horse number 2, Khalees, to get the better of horse number 11, Cost of Living. Then for third, number 7, Hazelnut. For fourth, number 10, Dreamer's Corner, the long-time leader. Look for a good run from horse number 5, Family Feud with Dick Cardenas. And number 8, Leviticus, who I think is at a stage of rapid improvement. Moving on to race 7. It's a restricted stakes, imported 3,000 up, 10 declared, 7 furlong. I'm going to go with 4 of them. That is 4, H2O, 5, Burning Edge, 8, American Aviator, and on the outside, horse number 10, Fearless Mission. H2O, third by 4.5 and last, and beaten by the improving Mark My Identity. Before that, this horse 1, beating Rocket Fire Seb and Perfect Affair. Robert Aladdin replaces Shane Ellis. H2O, a very classy horse. Should fight all the way and is good enough to win this race. 5, Burning Edge, is another horse that has just returning from the classic campaign. Did well in most of those races. Is back working pretty decent. On the 21st of the 9th, 6 in 115. And on the 12th of the 10th, strode 5 in 106. Burning Edge might need a run, but this horse is very classy, has a lot of ability. Do not underestimate Burning Edge, although facing some US bred codes. 8, American Aviator. This horse is getting fitter and fitter with each run. I tipped this horse to win and last, but was caught by the improving Mark My Identity, led for the first 7. Dane Dawkins picks up the ride now, replaces Robert Aladdin. American Aviator should run another improved race and is good enough to win this one. 10, Fearless Mission. This horse has some amount of ability, so this tried and last and beaten by Rocket Fire Seb. Before that, fought by 6 lengths and beaten by Unruly Mo. Shane Ellis now picks up the ride. Fearless Mission as an outside shot, so I'm not going to leave this one out of my permutations. I'm going to take horse number 8, American Aviator, to get the better of horse number 4, H2O. Then for third, Local horse, Burning Edge, and for fourth, horse number 10, Fearless Mission, who I think could be the upsetter in this race. Look for good run from horse number 7, Sensational Soul, who is also returning off season campaign. Race 8, it's a restricted allowance. 5 is on up, 10 declared, 5.5 furlong. This race is very competitive, and as such, I'm gonna go with 5 of them. 1, Princess Ifia. 2, The Art Dancer. 3, I Am Interested. 4, Princess Aquila. 5, Papa Gray. Princess Ifia, up in class. I tipped this one and last. This horse 1 at 7-2. Make all the running, 1 by 8 lengths, beating the likes of Toots and Workout Cruise. Workout Cruise return and 1 at 8-1. This horse has a lot of speed, will be in front, and there's a strong possibility that Princess Ifia could slip them once again. So although up in class, I am not gonna leave out Princess Ifia with 46.5 kilo. 2, The Art Dancer. This is the one I think they will all have to beat. Second by 7.25 and last, and beat my Smart Asset. Much better horses those. So the Art Dancer has a lot of ability though. Has some speed, have pace. Will be closing up. And this, as I said, this is the one I think they will all have to beat. Demar Williams replaces Everett Clunis. 3, I Am Interested. 4th by 8 length and last. Was seen making mild progress. Was in that same race, 1 by Smart Asset. Stretches out to 5.5. So this horse get an extra half a furlong. I Am Interested with Shane Ellis. Will be closing up and could catch the leaders. Watch out for I Am Interested to run another brave race. Princess Aquila. Now this horse, after finishing 3rd by 13 lengths on September 13 behind Propellant and Real Identity, I expect this horse to run a better race on the 20th of September. But however, this horse finished 8 by 21 length behind Smart Asset. You could throw that race through the window. Princess Aquila is coming to run. Javandale Pattison, welcome back. Caymanas Park. Don't underestimate Princess Aquila, Jason DaCosta, Carlton Watson. That combination is very potent. I am not going to leave Princess Aquila. This horse can turn up at a good price. 5, Papa Gray is another one that can turn up at a nice price. Last time out, this horse finished 7th by 24 length behind Mac and Rome and Blue Sensation. Those are far better horses than these. Papa Gray was early in that race. Was very prominent and faded back. This is a much easier assignment for Papa Gray. His horse have speed, have pace. Could cause some problem for Princess Ifia on the headline. Watch out, Papa Gray. Don't let this one escape you. However, I'm going to take horse number 2, the Art Dancer, to get the better of horse number 5, Papa Gray. For 3rd, Princess Aquila. For 4th, horse number 3, I Am Outstanding. And for 5th, the long-time leader, Princess Ifia. This race can go either way, and of such, I'm going with 5 of them. But my Art Dancer is my first choice. Moving on to the 9th and final. It's an overnight allowance race for 3 and up. I have a field of 10. It's 5.5 furlongs, quick sprint. I'm going to go with only 3 of them. 5, down in class, digital 1. 8, dot Rocky. Yes, dot Rocky. Tongue twisted here. And on the outside, horse number 10, Incredible Joe. Digital 1. This horse has been campaigning at the grade 1 level, now down to overnight allowance, and of such you have to give this one a shot of winning this race. Has a lot of ability, beat better horses than these. So Lane Dawkins Picked up the rhino. Watch out for digital one to run a very encouraging race. 4x12 went on last and beat by Legacy As, and is that a fact? So you have to give this one a chance of winning this race. 8, Doc Rocky. It's a US horse. He's now here on local soils. I think I'm willing to give this one an outside shot because we're not sure how good this one is. There are a lot of whisper around this horse, how good it is. So I'm willing to give this one a chance to see what this horse can do. Not doing bad at exercise since I arrived here. 35-2 on the 2nd of the 10th, 46 flat on the 8th of the 10th, 5.5 in 106. Those are good work. So this number 8 as a looking. 10, Incredible Joe will be all the rage. This horse is very dangerous horse. There's a lot of speed, pace, you name it. Radish Roman, 51 kilo. Well, I'm not sure if Radish can catch that weight, but let's see. I think Incredible Joe have to give this one the chance of continue on winning ways. And as such, I'm going to take horse number 10, Incredible Joe, to get the better of horse number 8, Doc Rocky. And for third, number 5, down in class, Digital One. Look for good run from Bulletproof Coffee, Chacamo. That's it for me, racing fans. Continue to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Best of luck. Happy hunting.